Hello, I'm Susie. I'm a stop smoking specialist for Cancer Focus Northern Ireland. In this video, we're going to share a presentation with you about stopping smoking. First of all, we will share with you some information about smoking. Then we'll consider the cost and health benefits of stopping smoking. Then we'll tell you a little bit about our Stop Smoking Support Service. And finally, how you can refer yourself into the service to stop and to get some support. So first of all, what is the problem with smoking? So as you can see, there are a lot of chemicals in cigarettes. In fact, there are over 7,000 chemicals inside every single cigarette. These are just a handful of them. So as you can see, there are things like methanol, which we also know as rocket fuel. There are things like butane, which is lighter fluid inside cigarettes as well. There are things like arsenic, which is known as rat poison. I want to bring your attention to a couple of chemicals. First one I want to bring your attention to is ammonia, or what we know as toilet cleaner. Now, when I ask young people as to why they think toilet cleaner would be inside cigarettes, they often guess that it might be part of the cleaning process. But unfortunately, it's nothing to do with the cleaning of cigarettes. It's actually there to make cigarettes more addictive. It makes your brain take up nicotine much more quickly, therefore getting you hooked quicker. And as well as that, it keeps you hooked as well. Another chemical I want to bring to your attention is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It's known as the silent killer. You can't see, smell, or taste it, but it can kill. And smokers take in carbon monoxide every single time that they smoke. It comes from the burning of the paper and the tobacco. So smokers do take this in every single time they smoke. So as I mentioned, there are 7,000 chemicals in cigarettes. We know that at least 70 of these chemicals are carcinogens, or cancer-causing chemicals. The smoking habit then. We would consider smoking to have three different aspects. The first one being the physical addiction to the drug nicotine. The second one being the automatic habit. The third one being the psychological and emotional dependence. And I'm going to talk a little bit about all three of these in the next few slides. So first of all, we have the physical addiction to nicotine. Now, when someone smokes a cigarette, they take puffs of the cigarette and the nicotine goes into the body through the lungs. When it's in the lungs, it goes into the blood. And when it gets into the blood, it travels straight to your brain, to your nicotine receptors. When it gets there, it releases a feel-good chemical called dopamine, which leads to a feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. Dopamine is a feel-good chemical. Now, these little nicotine receptors can become very angry whenever we want nicotine. So they will crave for nicotine. A true craving to smoke will last about 3 to 4 minutes long, and it then would return after about 45 minutes or so. So if someone can delay the urge to smoke for about 4 or 5 minutes, then they might have delayed that urge to smoke for 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So nicotine is a really addictive drug. It is, in fact, equally as addictive as heroin and cocaine, but it is more addictive than alcohol and caffeine. Now, you or I would not expect a heroin addict or an alcoholic to give up without any help or support, nor do we expect smokers to give up without any help or support. And that is why there are programs like ours, which are funded to help support people to stop smoking. The second aspect of smoking is the automatic habit. So this ranges from a few different things. This could be the automatic habit of opening the packet, taking a cigarette out, that ritual of handling it, maybe rolling it if you roll your own, lighting up the cigarette. Then it can also be set routines throughout the day, smoking at certain times through the day, and maybe at certain times through your work day. As well as that, there may be general associations. So this could be smoking with a cup of tea with a cup of coffee, or maybe just after food as well. Then the third one is the emotional and psychological dependence. This is really smoking whenever we feel any emotions and using smoking as a way to cope with them. So it could be stress, it could be boredom, it could be anxiety, it could be low mood, and it could be anything in between all of these emotions. And it could be happiness as well. Now, we often find that these are reasons why smokers might relapse. So, for example, after a major life event and everything that these kind of events can bring with them, whether, like I mentioned, whether they are good or bad. So next, we want to show you some of the information regarding the cost of smoking. So along the left, you'll see the number of cigarettes per day. That goes from 5 to 40, alongside the number of years of smoking. So we've based this on £10 for a packet of 20 cigarettes. So if someone smoked 20 a day for 1 year, they will spend in and around £3,640 in a year. Now, this cost of smoking may well have increased as well. So this is looking at it if you were getting a pack for £10 every day, basically. Now, that cost can add up over the lifetime, as you can well see, up to 50 years. But if we look at even 10 years, so after 10 years of smoking 20 cigarettes a day, a person would have spent £36,500 almost. So it's a huge amount of saving that could be in store if you were to stop smoking. So a huge amount of health benefits that could be in store. And as well as that, we often speak to people who comment that they don't think they'll ever be able to afford buying a house. And this is why we show you the cost of smoking over 20 and 50 years so that you can equate that to the cost of purchasing a house. Now, as well as this, we have based this next slide on the cost of rolling your own. So we based this on a 50-gram pack of tobacco costing £21.64, and that being in and around £1.08p for 5 cigarettes. So if someone was smoking rollies and they smoked 20 a day over 1 year, this still equates to over £1,500, and that equates up over the lifetime. Why not have a look at these two slides, whether it be this one or the previous one, and figure out how much money you might save when you stop smoking? So what could you do with the money when you stop smoking? I've had clients that have done many things whenever they've stopped smoking. So there are lots of ideas. You could maybe get a motorbike, something you've maybe been always thinking about doing that you've never got around to doing. I've had clients who put extensions onto their house. Maybe you want to save up your money for a holiday. Maybe you've always wanted to go on a cruise and you want to save the money for that. Or what about a spa weekend? I would always encourage my clients to reward themselves for the hard work that you've done in stopping smoking. You deserve to do that. There are many health benefits of stopping smoking, and many of these kick in very quickly after you've stopped. Stopping smoking is the single best thing that anyone can do to improve their health. After 20 minutes, blood pressure and pulse return to normal. After 24 hours, that carbon monoxide is eliminated. So that poisonous gas I mentioned at the start of the presentation, that is all gone. After 48 hours, nicotine is eliminated from your body. And after 3 to 9 months, coughs and wheezing improve. And the reason for that is that it takes a little while to start getting rid of all that tar that might have built up within the lungs. After 1 year, the risk of heart attack is halved. And after 10 years, the risk of lung cancer falls to half of that of a smoker. Being smoke-free, as well as that, can prevent other types of cancer, not just lung cancer. Now, we all know about lung cancer. Now, this image that you can see at the moment has been taken from Cancer Research UK, and the larger circles indicate more UK cancer cases in relation to smoking. So you can see there's maybe some there that you didn't realise were related to smoking. Some you will know, for example, the lung cancer, mouth and throat cancer as well. But there may well be some there that have fairly large dots, for example, the bladder cancer, bowel cancer, pancreatic cancer as well, are all associated with smoking. And by stopping smoking, you can begin to prevent your risk of these types of cancer. Now, there are other illnesses as well and conditions which are related to smoking. And again, by stopping smoking, you will be starting to reduce your risk of all these things. Now, some of these things which are on the screen now are things you will know, that most of us do know. For example, lung diseases like COPD and emphysema, heart disease, stroke. We know that they are linked to cancer, but many people aren't aware that there are other things that are related to smoking as well. For example, dementia, osteoporosis, impotence, diabetes, and vision and hearing loss as well. Again, by stopping smoking, you will be beginning to reduce your risk of these kinds of conditions. So we're coming towards the end of the presentation now, where I want to tell you more about our Stop Smoking Support Service. Cancer Focus have a team of stop smoking specialists who work with people to help them stop smoking. Now, we work with people on a one-to-one basis to try and help them stop smoking, try and help them build their confidence, break any smoking related habits, and as well as that, manage any cravings when it comes to smoking too. So this one-to-one tailored treatment plan at the moment can be provided via video or telephone call. And we really do that in a way that suits you best. We are very much client-led in that respect as to what suits you better. And maybe one thing will work better one week and another thing might work better the next week. So we work with you. So like I mentioned, it would be a weekly support plan, and it is very much tailored, but we know that sometimes people like to have a bit of an idea as to what might be ahead for them. So this is just an idea as to what the Stop Smoking service might look like for you. But like I say, it is very much tailored to the individual's needs. So in the first week, it's an initial assessment, which usually takes about 30 minutes. We do ideally like to do this via video, just so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. And beyond week one then, we have review sessions which last 15 minutes long. In general, a week 2 session can be about preparing you for your quit. Week 3 then can be your quit week, where we catch up and see how you're getting on with your quit in that week, or again, preparing you for the quit within that week. And then it's review sessions beyond that. Really, every week we work with you to figure out your progress and to tailor any advice that might be useful for you. As well as that, nicotine replacement therapy can be provided after each weekly session or fortnightly for the duration of the service, and is offered for up to 12 weeks from the quit date if required. And that's something we will work with you to figure out what works best for you, and really individualizing that support and advice that you will be getting. So you can be successful with our service. Compared to Joe Blogg's quitting smoking cold turkey on his own, if you used nicotine replacement therapy or pharmacotherapy, you're twice as likely to succeed. If you add in support alongside nicotine replacement therapy and pharmacotherapy, you're 4 times more likely to be successful. So compared to Joe Blogg's quitting smoking cold turkey on his own without any help or support, you are 4 times more likely to succeed if you are enrolled in a Stop Smoking Support Service. I just wanted to give you some information on electronic cigarettes as well at this point too. At the moment, we get a lot of questions about e-cigarettes. At the moment, the long-term effects are still unknown about e-cigarettes, and at the moment we still have no evidence base to know whether they do help individuals to quit smoking or not. Now, that said, if you want to enter our Stop Smoking Support Service and you're using an e-cigarette to help you stop smoking, or you plan to use an e-cigarette to help you stop smoking, that's okay. You can still use our Stop Smoking Support Service. We're still here to help support you at this time. So, to begin with, you could start making changes now. What about making your home smoke-free? What about maybe making your car smoke-free? So different things that can help people with these two things can be thinking about where you place your cigarettes at home or in your car. In your car, it might help to have them in the boot of the car. In your home, it may well help to keep the cigarettes away from where you smoke. And to also consider maybe zoning out smoking to maybe one room first, if you're smoking throughout your whole home first, and then getting your home totally smoke-free and going outside to smoke all the time after that. As well as that, you could begin to delay your cigarettes. Now, this starts to help to change your habits. A true craving, as I mentioned earlier in the video, lasts about 3 to 4 minutes long. So if you can delay having a cigarette for 4 or 5 minutes, you could delay that cigarette for about 45 minutes or an hour. So try to think of things that you can do to take your mind off smoking to help you delay cigarettes. So start to change those habits to make smoking no longer the easy option. Doing things like I mentioned, like moving your cigarettes so that they're maybe in a more, in a less convenient location for you, or maybe keeping your lighter separate to your cigarettes as well. Prepare for any situations that might be difficult for you. Use the aids to stop smoking as well, because we know they increase your chances of staying stopped. Take things one day at a time and treat yourself. So we can help you to stop. There are a few ways of referring yourself into our Stop Smoking service if you haven't already been referred in. So as you can see on the screen here now, on the left side, just over here, you'll see a link to our Facebook group, which you can follow. If you pause the video, you will be able to use that link if you type it into your browser. There's also the link to our website below that as well. And another way of doing this is using the QR code, which is just below me here. If you use your smartphone with the camera and hold it up nice and close to the screen, to the code, then your camera will automatically open up the link, and you just have to click that link, and it's very easy to work. That will bring you to an online form where you are self-referring. All you need to do there is leave your name, your contact number, your email address, and if you want, a short message for us within the referral. You can also contact me. These are my contact details here with my email address, my mobile number, and again, the QR code here is here as well if you want to pause the video and take the shot of that as well if you haven't already been referred into the service. So I finally just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and please don't hesitate but to get in contact if you have any queries about anything that you've heard in this video, or if you want to get support. Thank you.